My wife caught me cheating. She wasn't supposed to find it, but she did. I had a secret phone. My wife didn't know about it. And before you judge me, it wasn't what you think. But when she found it hidden under the bathroom sink, she assumed the worst. She called my mother. She called her sisters. She called my boss. By the time I got home from work, there were 7 cars in my driveway, and every single person was waiting for me. Let me take you back to 6 months before all of this. My name is Daniel. I'm 34 years old. I've been married to my wife Sarah for 8 years. By every measure, we had a good life, good jobs, nice house, 2 dogs, date nights every Friday. But there was something Sarah didn't know about. Something I had been hiding for almost a year. A second phone. Now I know what you're thinking. And I promise you, it wasn't another woman. The truth was actually more complicated than that. See, Sarah comes from a very wealthy family. Her father is a well-known businessman in our city. And when we got married, he made me sign a prenuptial agreement. I didn't mind. I loved Sarah, not her money. But over the years, I started noticing things. Her father would make financial decisions that affected both of us without asking me. He paid off our mortgage, which sounds nice, but then used that as leverage to say he owned part of our home. He would show up unannounced, go through our finances, tell Sarah how to spend money. And Sarah, she didn't see anything wrong with it. So, I made a decision. I started saving money secretly in a separate account, linked to a separate phone, so the notifications wouldn't show up on my main device. It wasn't cheating money, it wasn't gambling money, it was my exit fund. Not an exit from Sarah. An exit plan in case her father ever tried to take everything from us. I had saved $47,000 over 11 months. And Sarah found the phone on a Tuesday afternoon while cleaning the bathroom. By the time I pulled into our driveway at 6:15 p.m., there were 7 cars parked outside. Her mother, her 2 sisters, her best friend, her father, his lawyer, and my own mother, who Sarah had called in tears saying she thought I was living a double life. I walked through that front door and every single person in that room looked at me like I was a criminal. Sarah was sitting on the couch, eyes red, hands shaking. She held up the phone. "Who is she, Daniel?" I looked around that room, at her father smirking in the corner, at his lawyer holding a notepad, and I realized this was the moment everything was going to change, one way or another. I took a deep breath, and I said, "Actually, I'm glad everyone is here for this." I pulled out my laptop, I opened the bank account, and I showed every single person in that room exactly what I had been doing, and why. The room went completely silent. Her father's face turned white. Because I didn't just show them the savings account, I showed them the records I had been keeping. Every time he made a financial decision without our consent. Every time he transferred money from our joint account. Every time he used our home as collateral without telling us. 47 pages of documentation. Sarah looked at her father. Then she looked at me. She started crying again, but this time it was different. She stood up, walked across the room, and took my hand. She looked at her father and said 6 words I will never forget. "Get out of our house, now." Her father tried to speak. His lawyer touched his arm, and one by one, every person in that room left. Except my mother, who hugged me and whispered, "I always knew you were protecting her." That was 4 months ago. Sarah and I are closer than we have ever been. Her father has not spoken to either of us since that night. And that $47,000. We used it to finally buy a home, in our names only. No prenuptial agreements, no father-in-law, no leverage, just us. Was I wrong for hiding the phone and the account? Or would you have done the same thing?